Okay, everybody, this is Sheets, and I'm going to be going over the review for the Truck Series tonight. This is NASCAR Race 3 of 4. Yesterday, as I mentioned, it was a chalk fest. Pretty much everybody I said smashed. I mean, Cindric won pretty easily. One of the punts, that was not punts, one of the kind of the lock cash game guys blew up at the end. So if you played both of those guys, what was it, Hamrick and Jones, was it? One of them busted. So you had to, if you really wanted to win the whole thing, you had to, have pivoted off of him and be right. So today in the Truck Series, it's going to be a little more difficult. There's not a lot of locks in here. And one thing that I have found, and this is, look, for those of you who've been playing these slates over the past couple of days, you should have at least watched the races to see what happens, because it's really, really important that on the one hand, going in, you have an idea of how the track's going to run, but then when you actually watch it, it should really give you a real strong idea about what kind of guys you're supposed to play. Like, for example, over the last couple of days, if you were not on the outside, you had no chance. In other words, even if you were the pole sitter, people were opting to take the outside lane because it was just much faster. And the other thing that was interesting is that it is very difficult to pass people unless you have much the best car. Okay, so that what we found is that over the last couple of days, if you did not have a great car or a great driver or whatever, it was really difficult to make up a lot of ground and to pass people. But that doesn't mean it was impossible. In other words, as you saw, Cindric and all these guys just weaved through the field because they were just that much better. But when you have a field that is not ripe with all kinds of studs and this big separation between great drivers and cars and bad ones, is you might not get the same kind of action. So you don't really want to take these guys in the 16, 17 and just presume they're just going to be able to weave through the field, because the separation between these guys is really not that big. So with that said, I'm going to go over my lineup review, and what I have is I'm playing 20 lineups in the big one, not the big one, the Million Acre, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a Million Acre, but and then one lineup in the bigger entry. So one lineup is going to be more solid, the other one's going to be a little more NNE-ish, the rest of them. But you'll see there's really no lock situation here. So this is the way I'm going to approach this. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get at least one or even two of the better dominators in my lineups. All right, so let's forget this for a second. Right? Let's kind of clear the decks for a minute. Okay, so the guys that I like, all right, are Moffitt. He's going to be in the pole. He can certainly go out and wire the field. Austin Hill, he's got a good shot. And I'm not into Zane Smith so much, but Christian X is another guy who, again, he always, not always, but he seems to be able to generate speed, especially when he's near the front. So one of those three guys I'm going to be putting into pretty much everything. So the first thing I want to do, but I don't want to do all three. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do one lineup with one set with Hill, one set with Moffitt, and one set with X? Okay? So let's start with Hill. The next thing I want to do is take maybe some guys from these mid-range, because I don't want to go too crazy with these real big place differential guys, because I just don't think they have the same amount of upside as you could. So between Cameron Smith and is it Cameron Smith? I'm getting Chandler Smith, Cameron Smith, Cameron Champ, Cameron Smith. Between Smith, Crafton, and Sauter, like all three of these guys are fine. Friesen might be a little lower owned of all those, so let's just start. We'll put Cameron Smith in. Again, this is going to be from this kind of, we're just doing it from place differential perspective. He's going to be in the 10. So now when you have that, now you're down to 7,300 per player. So you already have to start thinking about which guys you're going to use as your kind of punts. And Chase Purdy's not terrible. Tanner Gray's not terrible. I don't know how much I really want to rely on these guys all the way in the back. Ryan Truex isn't bad. Um, so let's, for now, for the purposes of this build, Tyler Hill, do him. Cicerelli. So let's do that. Let's take one guy all the way from the back. Let's take Cicerelli, right? So we do that. That gives us 8K, all right? By the way, Creed is the guy he's another guy I'm going to put in maybe my next build. Because I don't know if I can get away with this. Like, if I did someone the 5, the 8, and the 10, I don't know if I can get enough out of it. But let's try it, okay? So he's good. Klingerman in 37, 9,400. I think he's just kind of too expensive. What about Greenfield? He's not that good. Truex or Derek Kraus. These guys could be okay. So why don't we put Ryan Truex in this lineup again? I don't want to get too many guys all the way from the back because it is just hard to weave through the field that much. And we can go with Brendan Poole, right? So this one, so this is kind of the beginning of kind of a lineup, or at least a build. But this team leaves 1,100 on the table. I don't know if I really want to do that. So how can we change that? So can we have a big enough upgrade from Cicerelli? Let's just take a look. Tyler Hill, fine. Fogelman, let's take a look at Fogelman. Let's see what his results have been recently. They're fine. I mean, nothing that big of a deal. How about Tyler Hill? I mean, he's been fine. Okay, he might be not that highly owned because he's in the 26. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put in Tyler Hill. All right. So what we'll do is we'll save this one, and we're going to do different Dominator builds. So we're going to put 4 in that. We have 20. Okay. Actually, 20. So let's put 5, 6. Boom, 6 in there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and redo this again. Okay. And instead of using Hill and Smith, let's use Creed, as I mentioned, and Moffitt. Okay. So we use Creed and Moffitt. And now let's go back to these guys that I want to play from these positions. So now we could put Crafton over here. And let's, again, go back and see if we want to play Cicerelli. So we have Cicerelli, and we still have 8,300 per player that we can play. So we can go back to X if we want. Again, I don't know if I want 3 guys from that place differential. So let's go back to Ryan Truex. And now can we get up to that guy I wanted? No, I can't get quite up to Klingerman yet. Let's just see. If I did go up to Klingerman, I just don't know if it's worth paying 9,400 for someone over there. So let's go back to Poole, a little safer, and let's see if what we get for if we don't use Truex. Again, we run the risk of having way too many people in this realm. But if we did this, if we went Friesen, then we can get up to Klingerman. So let's do that. So now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And we're going to do that. Okay. So now we have 6 there, 6 there, 6 there. So we had Moffitt, Hill, Smith. Now we got to get some X, right? So let's again clear the decks a little bit. And we're going to go with X and Hill. And then we're also going to, we have to do some with X and Moffitt. So we haven't played any Sauter yet, but let's just go back to Cameron Smith, right? So this is going to require us to be a little more, what's what I'm looking for? A little more cavalier down here. So let's go Fogelman at 6K. Let's go back to Poole at 7,400. And we can get in Kraus if we want. We can almost get in Truex. We can go Tanner Gray. He might be low owned. We can go Purdy with plenty of room to spare. So why don't we do this one? And if we did that, maybe don't need to do a Fogelman. Then we can go back to Tanner Gray over here. All right, so let's do that. So we'll do this one, and then we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. All right. So what we've done is we've made 4 different bills. We have an X. We have a hill with X. We have a hill, and we're just talking about the dominators. This one still needs to work because this is the original. This is hill and L and N finger. So we need to get rid of some hill, maybe get a little more Moffat. So let's get rid of this one. We'll put Moffat in this one from the pole. And we don't have any end finger yet, so let's keep him. Let's just keep this just the way it is. Barnhill is one that's a little bit annoying to me. I don't know exactly what I want to do with him. But for now, let's keep it. So let's keep this one like this. So this is the basic lineup build, right? So I have these guys I want from the top positions with Hill, Smith, and Creed over here. I have Moffat and Creed over here. I have Moffat, Smith, and Enfinger over here. We have Hill and X. I think I do want to get a little more X. So let's see if we where we can do that. Okay. All right. So here, we could almost replace Creed with X. So if we did that, and if we don't need him, we can go to Crafton. So let's do that. We go 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. I'm going to stick with you guys here until I'm down to 3 and 3. So this one's Creed with 43%. So this is Pool at 100%. We have to get rid of him a little bit. X 33% is fine. Just do an eyeball test of here. So we don't need like 100% of Pool. So this is where we can go and start screwing around a little bit. So any guys that we had liked that were kind of in his price range. So we're going to look at, we could look at Kraus. He's had some good finishes, so we could play him, even though, again, 17 is a tough spot. And just for diversification, we can go ahead and do that. So let's put maybe one line up in with Kraus. Let's get rid of Pool again over here. Maybe we get a little bit better, then this one's got a little more room. So this one we can go up to Truex. So we're not doing 100% Ryan Poole. Okay, another one with Ryan Poole. And you kind of see where I'm headed here. We can go back to Kraus, we can go back to Tanner Gray, even, and leave some money on the table. And this one, if we did that, maybe we can go move up a little bit. We don't really need it. We could go up to Hutchinson here if you want, from the 40, if you wanted to do that. And all this is doing is just giving us a little more diversification because, again, we'd like to, these are MME type lineups. So again, this is what I'm up to. So I don't even know if you need to be here for this. I'm basically just replacing Pool with other guys that have a shot. Okay? Because I just don't want to be locking in Pool. Let's take a look at this one. This one again is 4 lineups like this. So let's again replace Pool with can't go quite up to Truex. We don't have any Majeski. He's not terrible. We'll put him in. And again, these are just sprinkles kind of along the way. This one has 300 extra, so we can go back and get probably Truex here if we want. We can actually get Lessard in this one too, so we can get up to him. Okay. And this is what we do, man. We just keep on whittling away, and let's take a look at this one really quickly. So this one, I do have 52% Klinger, which is fine. 52% Moffat might be asking for trouble, but let's see what we could do if we got rid of Klingerman and Poole. And let's see if we can get a different kind of build with 2 8K guys that we liked here. We can get another X, actually, but then that's just too many guys from that position. We could do a Greenfield, who's admittedly not really good value, but so this is interesting. This is 3 Dominators that have a shot. This could be this could be one that wins the whole thing. Okay. Okay, so slowly but surely, whittling down. This one here, do I have to worry about this one? Yep, this one I have to worry about as well. Am I worried about Poole? Yep, we gotta get rid of him. I don't want to end up with too much Kraus. So we're just kind of randomizing some of these fill-ins here. And this one here. I don't know if you guys really need to be here with this, but all right. So again, I don't know if I want 50% Moffitt. I don't like this guy though, so we're going to go down to him. And then if we go down to Smith here with only Creed, now what we can do is go up to, I think, X, right? Or I can get up to Enfinger again. Okay, so let's do another one of these. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so we're going to only have to do a couple more lineups here. And then we're going to be done. Moffitt's good. Again, a little bit. We're almost okay with the Poole exposure now. I wouldn't mind having 50% Poole. I just don't know, if I need to have this much. Back to Kraus over here. Okay. So 14% Kraus is good. So what about this one? This one, I need to make one change. So we don't need to have all this Klingerman again. We can do another X. I don't know why I keep getting back into this X. And we do one lineup with Sauter just for fun. Okay. And we're almost done here. This one I only need to make one change. So we'll take Enfinger out of this one. We'll put Creed in the one with the yeah, perfect. And we're also going to put Creed in this one also. Okay. So this one's got 2. This is my big one. I like this. I like this Barnhill. Really, really cheap. But I don't know how much I like them. That's fine. 24%. This one is going to be looking okay. What are there, 3 of these? Okay. I like these exposures though. So 14%, maybe a little more Kraft, maybe a little less Truex. So let's get Truex out of there and see. Get one more with Kraus. And I think I should be good. So what I'm going to do is probably just go in and cancel some of these others because I feel as though I'm whittling a little too much here. Actually, you know what? I don't need all this Tanner Gray. So let's get rid of him and maybe replace him with someone else in that price range. Like Self is not the worst. Right? So we'll put him in. Good. So which one do we only need to make 2 more lineup changes, then you guys are done with me. Hill, Tyler Hill. Is that too much, Tyler Hill? Well, let's see what else we can get. 6,100. I mean, we can do another Fogelman. That's fine. Let's do that. This one's got 2, and just one more lineup to tweak here. One more Brandon Poole. And this is going to be the one that wins probably. We'll do one with Self. You know, we're going to do one with Tyler Hill and leave 1,300 on the table. Can we get away with that? What am I giving up by playing X instead of somebody else here? I'm giving up Kraft. And I could go Klingerman in this lineup, but that doesn't really give me that many dominant. Well, it gives me Hill and... All right, let's do that one. It might be a little chalky, but... All right. So that's pretty much it. So what we got? We did MMA earlier. We did this third NASCAR event, and we're gonna do the NASCAR Sunday one a little bit tomorrow morning. So that's it. Good luck.